welcome back to the David67 Celtic News YouTube channel. Today, Friday the 1st of September. Big day, an important day for Celtic. Reflecting on the Champions League draw yesterday, which I said in my wee short video, could have been better, could have been worse. Also, some players coming into the club, some players going out in the club, and Celtic fighting off transfer bids for several of our better players. And so quite a lot of news to cover today. I was going to do a video first thing this morning. However, there have been quite a few news stories developing over the last few hours, and so decided to do the video today at lunchtime with around about 11 hours left in the transfer window. If there is groundbreaking news later on this evening regarding blockbuster players coming in or leaving Celtic, I will do a wee update mid-late evening, but otherwise we'll do a video tomorrow morning previewing the Sunday game against Rangers and also reflecting on the transfer window, both the last-minute deals of this week and the deals that were struck right at the start of this transfer window. Before we crack on, please like and subscribe. Managed to add 15 new subscribers yesterday, which was extremely pleasing and encouraging, and has taken me way past my first target of 50, and so powering on towards 100, 500, then 1,000, and then taking it from there. I am very grateful for all those who have subscribed, also very grateful for all those who are having a go at the fun trivia questions in the community section, and also really enjoying responding to comments and questions in the comment section. So please carry on all of those. And if you are enjoying the videos, please subscribe, as it does help with YouTube seeding and analytics, and eventually should help with advertising being attached to the channel as well. But all those things are a long way off. And for the moment, really enjoying a vehicle to give my opinions on the club I love. However, yesterday evening, Nat Phillips was confirmed on loan to Celtic from Liverpool, and this will run up until the January transfer window. And I do wonder if that period of loan is successful, whether it can be extended to the end of the season, as even if Navrocki and CCV both come back fully fit, there is going to be an ongoing concern regarding CCV and his knee, as he did break down with another injury just a game or two into his recovery phase after his summertime knee surgery. And so I think having an experienced backup centre-back option is going to be very important all season. And so having Phillips past Christmas into 2024 to the end of the season, I hope Celtic can negotiate with Liverpool to extend things. I think Phillips can go straight into the team on Sunday. He is very used to playing at the highest level, several Champions League games, has gone up against Erling Haaland of Man City in England and in Germany, and dealt with him very well. He is, as I said, a player with many years at Liverpool, also successful loan deals at Bournemouth and in Germany, and has a very good injury record. And so I have no doubts that he can deal with the pressure of the Rangers match at Ibrox on Sunday. alongside Gustav Lagerbielke. The medical for Paulo Bernardo, the 21-year-old Portuguese under-21 international, has been successfully passed, and according to Portuguese TV, he is now a Celtic player, although that has not been announced by the club, either Celtic or Benfica, nor by the British press. However, Bernardo is keen to come to Celtic, and the deal is a 1-year loan with a option to buy at the end. And the sources say that it is simply a matter of negotiation now between Benfica and Celtic over to what is the purchase price at the end of the loan and what percentage of sell-on fees will go to Benfica with any subsequent transfers. He appears now to be out of Benfica's first team plans and is very similar to Jota when he came to Celtic 2 years ago, and that worked out exceedingly well for Celtic. And so we'd expect over the next few hours that the Paulo Bernardo loan is completed, and Celtic a couple of years ago did negotiate similar deals for CCV and Jota, which went through very successfully on the last day of that transfer window. No other definite moves of players coming in. Rodgers has said that in addition to a centre-back, a left winger and a midfielder, all of whom now appear to be signed or on the verge of signing for Celtic, he also was in looking for another striker, a left back and a goalkeeper. There doesn't appear to be any movement on the goalkeeper front, and so that might well wait till the winter transfer window. With regards to the striker option, Keith Garden from Brøndby appears for this time to have been moved on from. However, the option to buy Sidney van Hooijdonk from Bologna does appear to still be available. Bologna are apparently very keen to get rid of Van Hooijdonk in this transfer window. Van Hooijdonk had a very successful season-long loan at Heerenveen in Holland last year, scoring 19 goals at the top level. However, when he went back to Bologna, he was not part of their pre-season squad, isn't part of their first team squad at the moment, and there is an apparent dispute between Van Hooijdonk's dad, Pierre, the ex-Celtic player, and the management and board at Bologna, and they are keen to get rid of him in this transfer window. Selling price would be 4.2 million, which would be within Celtic's budget. I would also expect that his wage demands would also fit into Celtic's wage structure, and obviously his dad had a couple of very successful seasons for Celtic in the late 90s, and so all these are very positive factors. I fully expect Van Hooijdonk will be leaving Bologna sometime today, and Celtic appear to be one of the clubs in the frame for him. With regards left back, the rumours are that Brendan Rodgers is very keen to sign Ryan Bertrand, the 34-year-old free agent, who has been without a contract for a couple of years after being, a couple of months, not a couple of years, months after being released by Leicester, where he was playing under Brendan Rodgers for much of last season. Ryan Bertrand was a good player, played at the highest level, Champions League, Chelsea, England international for something like 19 caps, and so 5 years ago would have been a good player to come to Celtic. However, he is 34. No clubs in England or Europe have offered him a contract, and I think that's of significance. He is not an upgrade on Greg Taylor. And Celtic have many other options, I would hope, to upgrade from Greg Taylor now that the deal for Quentin Merlin has gone away for at least a year. so that Merlin can concentrate on qualifying for the French Olympic team for the Paris Olympics in 2024, which appears to be his main goal for this season. I do hope and pray that Celtic find another option in the next 11 hours that's not Ryan Bertrand, as it would be a backward move. I think it would really affect squad morale, and I think it would really be a very sour note and worsen the relationship between the fans, the team, and Brendan Rodgers. He seems, from the stories, to be very much a Brendan Rodgers player that he wants rather than the player that Celtic scouting would want. And I think the effect on the team of having Bertrand coming in to take Greg Taylor's place and block Barnaby's development at left back would be very much counterproductive. I think we may as well go back to Jim Craig from the Lisbon Lions or Danny McGrain, possibly our greatest ever left back, or more recent versions such as Mai, Dovchik, Lee Naylor, Izagiri, etc. It's a very negative backward move. Others may well have a different opinion, and if you do, feel free to pop it into the comment section. Celtic have also very positively turned down a £10 million deal from Leeds for Matt O'Reilly, and have said that Matt O'Reilly is not available at any price, and it appears the club is taking the same stance with transfer offers for Rio Hatate, and happily the interest from Spurs, Brighton and from Saudi Arabia appears to have gone away for Hatate, possibly due to the fact that he's currently injured. On a similar theme, Celtic also turned down a bid of around about £500,000 for Rocco Vata from Notts Forest. Rocco Vata is our very talented 18-year-old under-21 Republic of Ireland international who has been playing very well for the B team the last couple of years, and has started the season off very well in the Lowland League, scoring goals, and Celtic see him as a future option as a central striker and also a wide player on the right and more so the left. Celtic are very keen to sign Vata on an extended contract before his contract runs out at the end of this season, and play him more in the first team squad and groom him to be a future Celtic star. I do hope that Vata, his agent, and Celtic do negotiate after the current transfer window shuts in 11 hours, and similarly do hope that the agents for O'Reilly, Abada and Hatate sit down with Celtic's finance team and Rodgers and thrash out extensions to their contracts, as I think that using the 25 million for Jota is actually more important to secure our better players on longer contracts and higher wages than buying in a couple of other players with that money. I think it's also very good that Celtic do have now the financial power and sensibility to be able to turn down transfer fees, unlike our main rivals, Rangers, who seem always having to sell off their best players or unable to negotiate new deals for players such as Kent and Morelos, etc. And I think that the fact that Celtic are financially very well run is actually very important in our ongoing success in Scottish football, and little by little should increase our power and prestige in Europe. So hopefully the last 11 hours of the transfer window, we keep hold of Haksabanovic, O'Reilly, and Vata, and then in the upcoming months use the remainders of the Jota money to secure them on longer term deals. Talking of wage budgets, we appear at last to have got rid of Ajeti, who is currently in Turkey, completing his deal to go to Gaziantep for around about £500,000, which would be a £4 million loss on the deal when we bought him from West Ham for £4.5. However, getting rid of his £17,000 to £20,000 per week wages is a big step, and fully expect also we will have Ismailo Soro and James McCarthy off of the wage budget by the end of today as well. There were said to be 6 teams in the running for James McCarthy. However, none of those have as yet come through, although on transfer deadline day, things can often progress and finalise very quickly. Ismailo Soro was said to be on the verge of transfer to Valenciennes in France, but that fell through. There are a couple of teams in Israel and in Greece interested in him, although it appears more likely what will happen is that Celtic and Soro will terminate his contract with a financial payoff to Soro, and then that allows him to more easily sign in Israel or Greece as a free agent. Finally, on players leaving the club, Sead Haksabanovic is on his way out of the club. There appears to be rivalling bids from Stoke City in the English Championship and PAOK Salonika in Greece for around about €2 million, £1.7 million. And so it will be seen which of those two offers Haksabanovic prefers. There is a definite offer from PAOK Salonika, who yesterday thrashed Hearts in the European qualifiers. And Stoke do not appear to have actually put in a concrete bid, although are said to be very interested in him. And so we will see what develops over the next few hours with regards to Stoke, as the English transfer window shuts at 11. The Greek transfer window stays open for another week or so, and so if the Stoke deal falls through, I'm certain he'll be off to Greece instead. And I think of the two offers, Salonika seems a better option, as then that will guarantee him European football this season also. Sad to see Haksabanovic go, but he clearly wasn't very happy at Celtic in recent months, and I don't think either Postecoglou or Brendan Rodgers really has worked out how to use Haksabanovic to his best. He's kind of been in and out the club team, primarily a bench player, occasionally starting. He hasn't always taken his chances, but I think he is a very good player, and so sad to see him go. The fee of around €2 million would recoup the fee that we paid Ruben Kazan a couple of years ago, and so sad to see him go, but I think it's best for Celtic and best for Haksabanovic himself if we part ways with him. To finalise a couple of other points, Celtic had been interested in James McAtee and Tommy Doyle, both of whom are players in the Man City squad. Both are players who've been out on loan for several seasons and played very well. Both were said to be on Celtic's radar, that we've been scouting them for a couple of years, and both were seen as options to come into midfield if we were to lose any of our established players. However, I think with the stance on not releasing O'Reilly or Haksabanovic on transfer and bringing in Paulo Bernardo on loan with a view to buy, would confine both those players not to be in Celtic's current plans. it would appear McAtee is on the verge of going to Sheffield United on loan with a view to buy, and Doyle going to Wolves on a loan with a view to buy. Daniel Podence at Wolves, whom Celtic have said to have been interested in all transfer window. Wolves appear very keen to get rid of him, almost desperate to get rid of him. But I think his high transfer fee and incredibly high wage demands would price him out of Celtic's market. And we also appear to have solved that problem with Luis Palma coming in on a 3.5 million deal. And we also obviously have our other summer signing, Yang and Tilio, both of whom are wide players, to go along with our current resources of Forrest, Maeda, and Abada. And so I think the deal for Podence is much more likely to go to Saudi or Qatari football, who are both said to be interested in him. And the Saudi window stays open also another week or so, which may well cause complications for quite a lot of British and European clubs, as that would mean losing players to those leagues after our transfer windows shut. And that appears to be a major problem for Liverpool at the moment where Mohamed Salah is being courted by Saudi leagues for incredibly high fees. And so Liverpool may be caught in the lurch if Salah does leave the club after their transfer window shuts at 11 tonight. Just to finish off the video, quick reflection again on yesterday's Champions League draw. As I said earlier, could have been better, could have been worse. I think there are a couple of stronger, harder groups we could have been in, such as the one that Newcastle got drawn into. I think we would have potentially had an easier way to get to second or third place in the group had we been in the group with Barcelona, and there were a couple of other groups where the third seed, such as Lens, Antwerp, and Bern, were all easier options, and Copenhagen were all easier options for us to get into third place. However, in the current group, we have Atletico Madrid, Lazio, and Feyenoord. I think Feyenoord probably were the weakest of all the pot one teams. Lazio, of course, a very powerful Italian club whom we did beat a couple of seasons ago. Lazio have started the season very poorly with a couple of losses and are currently in the relegation zone in Serie A. And so it may be that the next couple of months is actually a very good time to play against Lazio. And if all goes well, I think we have the option or potential to beat Feyenoord and Lazio at Celtic Park, maybe hold on for draws away from home, and in which case the game against Atletico Madrid. Sorry, I'm being distracted by our cat Gigi, who is lolling about on the floor in the sunshine whilst I'm recording this. Gigi was named after our ex-Greek forward Giorgio Giacomakis, and just as soon as we got Gigi from the cat shelter, Giacomakis, of course, left Celtic to go off to play in Major League Soccer in America. So apologises for my distraction, apologies for any meowing and noises you can hear in the background. I'll carry on and finish the video. So I think Celtic do have the potential for getting third in this group, which would give us Europa League football after Christmas, after into the new year. I think there's outside possibility of second if all went very well for us. And do feel actually that Brendan Rodgers may well have a better ability than Postecoglou for getting this team to play a tighter away game, which might well get us points. We have got quite a number of options to hit teams on the break. I think players such as Abada and Palmer, Bernardo, O'Reilly, McGregor, assuming he comes back fully fit, Haksabanovic, and Kyogo, all of them I think actually have the potential to score in Europe. I think we have got the potential to be tight at the back if all goes well with our loan signings and new players. And I think the atmosphere of playing at Celtic Park in September, October, etc., where the weather may be changeable, all of which could actually be to Celtic's advantage. So we shall see what we shall see. As I said earlier, if there is a major groundbreaking deal towards the end of the transfer window, I'll do another video later today, but most likely we'll incorporate that in tomorrow's preview video of the Rangers game on Sunday. So to finish off, please like and subscribe. Please have a wee go at the quiz question in the community section. Do pop in any comments regarding today's video or other matters in the comment section, and I'll get back as quick as I can. Otherwise, thanks for listening, thanks for watching, goodbye, and hail, hail.
Yeah.